Hello, hockey fans, and welcome back to the World Cup of Hockey. I am your host, Michael Schick. We saw a thrilling game last night, Czechia against Norway. Back and forth matchup. Czechia pulls ahead 1-0 in the third period with about 10 minutes left. Norway responds with a quick goal of their own to tie the game. And then, of course, Peter Prokop with the primary assist on the game-winning goal to Matthias Stejskal. A nice pass to the slot, wide-open shot. 2 minutes left in the game. Norway makes a push at the end, but they can't capitalize. And it's a 2-1 game for Czechia, so they're going to be moving up 1-0 in that series. Tonight, we have Ukraine away against Finland. So, in typical World Cup tournaments or IHF tournaments or, any type of international play, Ukraine is not much of a team. They got a few guys that have been in the NHL. The Kostitsyn brothers come to mind, some others as well, but generally just a gathering of players locally there in Ukraine. Not as much NHL representation, but a very solid squad, I would say. Led by Pavel Malkin, the very talented, undersized center, really well known for his playmaking ability, his sick set of hands, and his ability to just take over a game. Of course, the captain of the squad, Mikhail Brylin, not much of a skater, but does everything else so well. Kind of reminds you of like a Jaromir Jagr type. He's just everywhere he needs to be. He's got a big size to him. Real savvy, real intelligent player, and he scores a bunch for his team as well. And then, of course, the talented defenseman Alexei Kolesnik with just an incredible one-time shot. He scored, I believe, over 200 goals. I think 250 goals in his career for a talented Sabre squad in NHL 17. And on the other side, Finland, one of the juggernauts of the tournament, especially offensively. And it starts and ends with Aittokallio, the anomaly. Just, this guy is a monster. 6'5", big size. At least, I think he's about 240 pounds. It's arguably the best two-way forward in the game. Just, every shot he took would go in. He was just a total lunar eclipse in front of the net. And really leads by example with his goal scoring, his fearlessness as a leader. And you're going to see him as captain of this squad. Kai Heinonen, the very talented and very fast, I'll add, one of the fastest players of all time, wingers for his club. And you're going to see plenty of him, I'm sure. And then, of course, Vesa Vallin was a winger for Nikolai Frolov of Estonia. And Henrik Akerström, which we'll see later in the tournament, playing for Sweden. Without further ado, we're going to kick this off. Opening face-off, Pavel Malkin lines up, opposite side of Aittokallio. Malkin wins the draw, tries to get it up, stolen by Pesonen. He's in over the line on the outside, pushed off by Vishnevsky. Vishnevsky gets it up to Zubov. He drops it to Vasyunov. Hit off the puck by Aittokallio. He's over the line, gets it to center, over to Pesonen. Pesonen to Valin. Pesonen gets it back to the point, stolen back by Ukraine as they're headed the other way. Norinen corrals that, gets it up to Valin. Valin has speed on the outside. He gets it to the middle. Pesonen tries to feed it, gets it back over to Valin. Fans on the shot and swallowed by Emelin. Face off to Emelin's left. Brylin lines up against Marko Jolkinen. Brylin wins the draw over to okay. We're going to have to see his name to pronounce it. I think it's Kyoradorov. Either way, Brelin has the puck here. Over to Lazarev. Stolen back by Finland. Heinonen scoops it, and he's got speed. Finds Jolkinen over to Tukio with a quick backhand and a great blocker save. Ukraine enters the zone. Gets it to center. And a point-blank save and a great opportunity for Ukraine, and they cannot capitalize. Finland's headed the other way with Koronen. And that's swatted away. Tukio, quick shot and a great save, and the rebound, and it's off the post. And Emelin's lucky he has that one. That could have been disaster. Another face-off to his left. Kostitsyn ties up. Over to Luomala in front of the net, and a great save. Maxim Mogilny tries to make a move around Norinen with no luck. Luomala in his own end. Gets it up to Pirjeta on the wing, and he has speed on the outside. Cuts it middle, and loses the puck. But he gets it back. Pyorala over to Peltola. Peltola gets it to Nummelin with a quick shot and a great glove save. Finland seems to be all over Ukraine right now, despite the disadvantage at center on the draws. Another face-off to the left of Emelin. One back again by Ukraine. Let's see if they can penetrate, and they can't. Pyorala steals it back. He drops it to Luomala, and stolen away by Zubov. Vasyunov has it on the wing. That's stolen away by Finland. And that's stolen back by Ukraine. A lot of neutral zone play in this tournament. These teams are even. Heinonen has a step. He's going to try to get around the defenseman and gets a quick shot and a great 5-hole save. Malkin scoops it up to Vasyunov. They try to get it over the line. Stood up at the blue line. Kolesnik crosses. He tries to take a shot, and that's blocked by Hakana. Finland enters the zone. Heinonen on the wing. He's having trouble getting to center of the ice there. Quistola drops it back to Hakana. Hakana tries to feed it to his man, picked off by Brelin. Kostitsyn over the line. He tries to feed it to the middle, and a quick shot, and a great save, and a rebound. And Jyrki Huhtanen scoops that up. Well, that's going to be his second and third saves of the game. A quick shot here. He had to be on top of it. You never know with Mikhail Brelin in front. You can never trust him. Just such a smart player. He scored a lot of goals in front of the net. Ukraine wins another draw. Smirnov snaps his stick. Alexei with a point-blank opportunity, and that's saved. Moroza. And Finland's headed the other way with Pesonen. He takes a shot as he gets hit. And a great save. Sergeyev fights off his man, gets it up to Moroza. Up to Kennins and over the line. Fought off by Teemu Lidman. Lidman up to Vallin. He has speed on the outside. Gets it to his man, and it's picked off by the Ukraine defense and rolls gently to Emelin. You can really see him coming back on the play to defend and just rolls over his man. Moroza, the depth defenseman for a very talented Sabres team. Lazarev gets it up to Kaigorodov. I'm going to say Kaigorodov. That sounds good. He makes a move around his guy, gets a shot, and a great blocker save. He throws it over to his guy, but stolen back by Finland. Koronen gets it up. Pirjeta stood up at the blue line. Pop-off over to Kaigorodov, to Lazarev in front. And Finland's lucky to get that one. Luomala on the outside. Stolen back by Kaigorodov. Lazarev makes a move. Can't get around his guy. Luomala in front. And no rebound, as Alexander Emelin's going to snag that one. Yeah, Igor Zubov, the player highlighted there, undersized playmaker, had a billion assists in his career. Also worth talking about in the other side is Tuomas Pesonen, who you'll see on the top line, was the primary playmaker for the anomaly Aittokallio, who is on his line in this tournament. And Pesonen, I believe, had, gosh, like 1,500 assists, something crazy. Second only to Gretzky. And a great quick pad save as Ukraine tries to get it. Malkin up to Kolesnik. Kolesnik in over the line. He's going to get that over, but stolen by Tukio. Finland's going to get that up to Jolkinen. He tries to dump it in, but held in by Vishnevsky. Up to Zubov, who's going to make a move. Gets it to Vasyunov, a quick shot, and an easy save for Huhtanen. Ukraine putting on a bit of pressure here. They are in the advantage in the face-off draw, 3-1. They almost win another one, but Finland's lucky to scoop that. Vallin skates by his man. And a quick save on Pesonen. Pesonen's not going to be a guy that is really going to do too much in front of the net. He will score if you give him an open net, but he's always going to try to look for that pass if it's there. Ukraine wins yet another draw. Kostitsyn with it. He tries to get by his man, and does. Finds Vishnevsky in the slot, and a great save. Lidman drops it back to Pesonen, over to Valin. He's pinned. Picked up by Pesonen. Can't find the trailer as Mogilny scoops it up. And that's going to do it for this period. As Huhtanen steers that one. Easy save off to the side. Ukraine's going to need more of that to keep these speedy wingers at bay. Finland's got plenty of them. None more so than Kai Heinonen, who has an opportunity there, but stood up by Alexander Emelin. As we start the second period, face-off advantage to Ukraine, shot advantage to Finland. We'll see what happens here. As Finland wins the draw, stolen away by Ukraine, stolen back by Finland. Ukraine putting on pressure. Vallin on the wing. He's got plenty of speed. Can he find his man? And a great save by Alexander Emelin. Aittokallio had a point-blank one-timer, and he was robbed. Let's see how Ukraine responds. They're headed the other way with Zubov. Zubov finds Kolesnik behind the net. He tries a little wraparound and sniffed out by Huhtanen. Vishnevsky steals it off of Pesonen, throws it down ice, and they're going to get him on the icing. Do we have the footage on the save? Look at this. Boom! Another great stretch blocker save. We saw Carol Kolars, I'm trying to remember the name. Carol Kolars made that spectacular save at the end of that game last night, and this one, another beauty, very similar. Timo Tukio, the very talented playmaker who was on a line with Pierre-Audi Marchessault, the talented goal scorer, set the record for goals in a career, over 1,300 goals. Granted, in these franchise modes I have injuries off, but that doesn't really matter. 1,300 goals is wildly impressive. As Finland possesses, they get a quick shot. That's steered away. Boris Lazarev tries to make a move around Korinin. He can't. Scoops back up. Over to Brelin. Brelin in over the line. Finds Lazarev for a quick shot and a great save. Hakana shoots it over to Koronin. Koronin up to Tukio. He finds Heinonen. Heinonen to center. Takes a shot blocked by the defender. Finland's going to regroup here as Koronin is pinned and dumps it. Ukraine in over the line, dumped down by Moroza. Korhonen pins it back, gets it over to Jokinen. They got to get this out of the zone. Kaigorodov with a quick backhand, and that's another easy save, really, for Jyrki Huhtanen. Yeah, as you can see, again, not the fastest skater, but he can definitely put a wallop in on you if you let him. Face-off won by Finland, but picked up by Ukraine. They fan on it, stolen back by Finland. Luomala in over the line, stolen by Dmitry Smirnov. Moroza in over the line. He's on the wing. He tries to get it to center, and it's shot, and it's wide. Glebov with a point blank, but a rebound and a great glove save on Ruslan Kostitsyn. That was a point blank opportunity. Yes, please show this again. He misses the initial shot. Or is this a save? Wow, it was a save. It was a terrific kick save. It appeared to go wide because it hit just the edge of his skate. And then to not show the glove save, oh my. Both terrific saves, I guess. But that glove save was something else. Hopefully we'll see that in the highlight package at the end of the period. As Pistola gets a quick shot, and another save by Emelin. He's been locked in tonight. Face off to his left. Pistola wins it. They keep it in. Bergenheim in front. And a great point blank save. Finland has looked like the aggressor in most of this game, but Ukraine is hanging tight, winning draws, making plays. They just have to make more of them. As Yuri Glebov has the puck, he tries to get around Lidman. Over to Louis. Vishnevsky tries to keep it in. Lidman picks it up. Taro Louis with it now. He dumps it in. Mogilny chases after it. Gets it up to Glebov. He circles back over to Kolesnik. Stolen away by Finland over to Bergenheim. He takes a shot and a great save. I don't agree with him throwing the puck back out with two Finland players there. But they're going to get away with that one. Kolesnik gets in over the line. Kolesnik skates to center. Can't find his man. Finland headed the other way with Pirjeta. He's in over the line. He has a shot and a great blocker save. Ukraine is just giving Finland so many great opportunities. These speedy skaters really making these, I would say, underdog Ukrainian defensemen look bad. And that is the weakness of this squad. They have 3 or 4, I would say, defensemen that are sub 83, sub 84. Ruslan Popov, for example, there. Large defenseman. He can definitely hit. He can definitely throw him. But he's a 78 overall. That's not going to get it done in most cases. As Vasyunov skates in and has a point blank. And that save over to Malkin, who takes a spinning backhand shot. And that's steered away. Aittokallio tries to get around his man and does. Fights him off, but rolls right to the goaltender. And that's where a Ruslan Popov can be effective, is just getting in the way. Breland wins the draw back to Moroza. He's going to look to get this up ice. He gets in over the line. He hits it the center, and Lazarev has a point-blank opportunity and another great save. These goaltenders are putting on a show. As Heinonen gets it over to Tukio, he takes a shot, and a quick rebound and another save. Kaigorodov headed the other way, finds Lazarev for another shot, and another save. Fast and furious here. Neither team able to penetrate these goalies. As Finland steps into his man, Jokinen headed the other way. He circles back, skates it to the middle. He's tripped up. No call. Vaziunov tries to make a move around Petola. He fails. Aittokallio gets a quick shot, and it's an easy steer away by Emelin. Puistola tries to keep it in. Moroza picks it up. We've heard his name called a lot tonight. And he is not a guy used to big minutes, playing on a bottom pair for a talented Sabres squad. A guy who is used to big minutes is Malkin, who tries to make a move. He still has it. He's hit behind the net, and the puck scooped up by Finland. Puistola gets it over to Louis. Louis back to Aittokallio with a quick shot, and it looks like it hits a defender there. He doesn't miss many point blank, so it had to have hit someone. As there's a shot at the point and an easy glove by Emelin. And that's his best decision there. If you have Aittokallio in front, you want to get that covered. And there's one of a litany of saves that Jyrki Huhtanen has made tonight. Quite a few on Lazarev. Another face-off to Emelin's left. One back by Pirjeta. Norinen with a shot and a great save. Alexiev's going to head the other way. Stolen back by Finland. Pyorala on the wing. He finds Pirjeta with a quick shot and another save. And that's going to do it for this second period. The score still knotted up, 0-0. Similar story to last night in the game of Norway and Czechia, where all of the goals occurred in the last 10 minutes of the game, in large part due to the excellent goaltending play, as evidenced on that save by Emelin. Third period coming up. Hopefully we see some goals, but I know we're going to see some more great saves. Huhtanen and Emelin locked in tonight. Shot advantage in Finland's favor, 28-19. But Ukraine has certainly had their moments. Vaziunov takes a shot and a quick save by Huhtanen. Speaking of these goalies, Huhtanen with the active glove, the active legs. Now this is a goalie who was your first ever franchise goalie, NHL 15. Of course, the talented Pavel Filatov and Lucas Ross on that squad would not have won the championships they won without Jyrki Huhtanen in net. Face off to his left, one back by Ukraine. Kolesnik with a quick shot, and another save by this goaltender. Pezinen's headed the other way. He gets it to center. Stolen back by Ukraine. Malkin headed the other way. He tries to get that puck, but Lidman boxes him out. That is one noticeable advantage that Finland has. In addition to the speed, they certainly have some size on these forwards. Aittokallio leading that narrative. 6'5", 235, 240. That range. Another face-off to Huhtanen's left, won by Finland. They're going to look to get it up ice. Over to Vallin. Vallin's in over the line. He drops it back to Lidman. Finds Norinen. Back to Lidman. And a quick shot and another save. Up ice to Brelin. He makes a fake move. Dumps it around. They're going to chase. One out by Norinen. Up to Pesonen. He finds Vallin. Vallin takes a shot. And another great save. Kolesnik dumps it back to Wisniewski. Finds Lazarev. Lazarev makes a move, tries to feed it to the middle. Stolen away by Aittokallio. An excellent, excellent two-way forward. You're going to see him do that a lot this tournament, depending on how far they get, of course. Lazarev can't find his man. Stolen back. Headed up ice is Pirjeta. He has that stolen by Smirnov. As Jokinen steps in the play and steals that. Gets a quick shot and a quick save. Zubov steals what would have been a point-blank one-time opportunity in front of the net. Jokinen receives that pass. Finds Luomala, who takes the one-timer, and it's blocked. Malkin makes a move around his guy. Almost makes him fall over. Zubov with a quick shot. And another great glove save by Jyrki Huhtanen. Now, Sergei Wisniewski, he's an undersized, offensive, dynamo defenseman currently in Sim for a talented Cobra squad. Not known for laying that body, but he did there. As Ukraine gets a quick shot steered away, Finland scoops it up. Heinonen in his own end finds Jokinen. Back over to Tukio, and that's stolen away by Mogilny, and he has a step. And he tries to get a quick shot on that's fanned. He could have held that and made a move. But those are the quick decisions you have to make on a breakaway. Tukio tries to get a shot through Moroza, and that's blocked. Sergeyev tries to possess. Kennens adds to the fray, but Smirnov's going to grab it. Get it up to Mogilny. Mogilny back to Sergeyev. Sergeyev gets a quick shot and steered away by Huhtanen. Mogilny in the corner drops it back to Kolesnik. Back over to Mogilny. And Koronin hits him off the puck. Bergenheim, the talented role player, feeds it to Puistola. Back over to Tukio, and that's stolen back by Ukraine. Alexei headed the other way. He takes a shot, and that one steered away. These goalies have been lights out in this game. These teams will bend, but they will not break. As Kostitsyn is offsides. Fairly even game here. Quite literally in the score, but all metrics of play pretty close. Which you would not see in a typical tournament. As Malkin has the one-timer, and he gets another quick shot and another save, and gets it out front to Zubov, who has another shot, and that's going to be sat on by Huhtanen. Face off to his right. He'd love to get this puck out and stop facing so much pressure. Just gonna roll to him, and he's gonna sit on it again. Finland will regroup to his right. Malkin sort of bullying the face-off circle here. As Ukraine tries to settle it, stolen by Luomala. Luomala tries to get a shot, but that's blocked. He's still on the puck. Tries to find Peasinin, but that's stolen by Malkin. Ukraine's headed the other way with Zubov. Zubov's going to try to find the trailer, finds Vorobev. Vorobev back to Zubov, and a one-timer and another save. Selfishly, you'd love to see more goals here. But you cannot deny these goalies 61 for 61. As Vallin has a step, and he takes a shot, and that's another great save by Emelin. Zubov headed up the other way. He gets in over the line, stolen away by Lidman. Beziyunov gets it back. Stolen back by Ukraine. Fast and furious action here as Vallin takes a shot, and another easy-looking glove save by Alexander Emelin. 3 minutes left in this one. And a big reason for that is the aggressive play on both sides by these defensemen. Esa Norinen, the massive Finnish defenseman, rolls over his man as he crosses the blue line. Face off to Emelin's right. Won by Finland. They try to get a shot, and that's wide. Tukio with a rebound, and that's blocked. Lidman back to Tukio. Gets a shot. Steered away by Emelin. Lidman in the corner. He's trying to fight off two men. Kaigorodov over to Breland. Up to Lazarev. Scooped up by Finland. Tukio's headed the other way. Tries to make a move, and he can't. Lazarev headed the other way. He has had a lot of shots tonight. Can he get one through? No, but he's going to get run over by Esa Norinen. And they're going to have to check him for a concussion as Finland's offsides. Now this shot appeared wide, but that actually just hit the post. And Finland was that close to taking a 1-0 lead. Neither of the Ukrainian defensemen getting in the way of that shot. And Ukraine catches a break there. Face-off won back by Aittokallio. Hakana in over the line. Stolen back by Glebov. Back to Aittokallio in front, and Vallin scores! A late goal, and Finland takes the lead with only 2 minutes remaining. And this is just a harmless-looking play here in the Ukrainian end. The defenseman loses the puck. Aittokallio finds his wide-open man, Vesa Vallin, who throws that through the 5-hole. And that looks like that was Glebov, Yuri Glebov, the center. Should not be the last guy back on that. You wonder where the Ukrainian defensemen were. And your heart breaks if you're Alexander Emelin. So solid tonight. And you let in one with 1 minute left. And Ukraine has to do something here. They get a quick shot. If you're going to do something, you do it now. You got to pull this goalie. You wonder how late they're going to wait. As Finland starts to play games with them in their end. You can really feel the air sucked out of the Ukrainian bench as Vesa Vallin tries to get another goal. And that's going to be steered wide. And Ukraine has it, but stolen back by Finland. Vesa Vallin gets it up to Aittokallio, and he's not going to miss the empty net. The Heartbreak Kid with the final dagger in Game 1. With the primary assist on the game-winning goal with a minute left. And then, 40 seconds later, the put-away empty net goal. There's a reason he's the captain of this club. There's a reason he scored over 2,000 points in his career. One of only 5 players with 1,000 goals. And his team is up 2-0 with 20 seconds left in this game. For formalities, they win the draw. And they're going to try to do something here. As Moroza takes a shot, that's blocked by his own man. And Finland's going to possess, and that's going to do it for this one. As Pyorala gets an unnecessary third goal, second empty net goal. You gotta wonder what Ukraine's thinking on this bench. You're just adding salt to the wound at this point. Was it necessary? As Finland's going to get out of here with a 3-0 win. Really, though, just a 1-0 game and a tie game for 59 minutes. Ukraine can and should and will hopefully respond. That's going to do it for me. I'm Michael Schick, and this is the World Cup of Hockey. Several examples here of the tremendous goaltending that we saw in this game that came down to Glebov coughing up the puck in front of the net, Aittokallio finding Vesa Vallin in front, and a sniper of that quality and caliber is not going to miss. As Vesa Vallin wins your third star, of course, with the game-winning goal and the primary assist on the Aittokallio empty net. Of course, Alexander Emelin, the stats speak for themselves. A .971 save percentage. With saves like that. And Jyrki Huhtanen, 31 save shutout. And that's going to lead the tournament with his save percentage and shutout. So long, and farewell.